Hello everyone, ChronicKloudz here, back with another video. Today we are reviewing the Tier 5 USS Premium Battleship, Arizona. Arizona, in my opinion, is a great ship and one of the better Tier 5 battleships. She's a slow and tanky ship with decent rudder shift and massively good guns for her tier. Now, let me tell you a little bit about her history, and if that isn't your thing, feel free to skip ahead to the commander build. The Arizona was built at a naval yard in Brooklyn, New York in 1914 through 1915. It was commissioned on October of 1916 and joined the Pennsylvania as one of the only two battleships of the Pennsylvania class. At the time, the Arizona was one of the U.S. Navy's most heavily armed vessels. It boasted a dozen 14-inch guns and 22 5-inch guns. In addition, the Arizona was the largest ship in the Navy's fleet. On December 7, 1941, at 7:55 a.m., Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. For nearly 2 hours, more than 350 Japanese aircraft, which included torpedo planes, bombers, and fighters, dropped bombs on the U.S. vessels. Around 8:10, the Arizona was struck by a 1,700-pound projectile. The impact caused munitions and fuel to ignite, creating a massive explosion that reportedly lifted the battleship up out of the water. As it sank, the ship was struck by more bombs. While 334 crew members survived, the death toll was 177. Now, let's take a look at the mods, commander build, and get that out of the way before we get into the gameplay. Here's our mods. Take a look at the stats real quick. She's a pretty tanky ship, some nice torpedo reduction, 35-second reload time with 42.9-second 180 time is not the best at the tier. That's actually very slow. In conjunction with her slow movement speed, it's kind of makes her a slow and tanky ship, but one that you can definitely get a ton of use out of. It's an amazing ship to play. The secondaries aren't too bad on that ship. They're almost at 5 kilometers. I'm sure if you use Von Hipper, you could get them up to 5 kilometers. As you see, 19.5 knots for the speed, decent turning circle, and a decent rudder shift. But yeah, that's the stats. And as you see, she has the slow perk, which of course, she also has sure shot, which you'll see in the video how well the trajectory of the ship is. And like I said, she's a very decent turning ship, which is the reason why she gets the agile perk. But anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and look at the commander build that I am running. I have William Sims. My inspirations are Andrew Cunningham and Nicolai von Essen. Now let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. And now, starting this off, I want to let you guys know this match is going to be an awesome one, so you're going to want to stick around for this one. That's for sure. We're just playing solo today, not playing in any divisions. Okay, we end up getting a domination game, and it puts us over here at C. So therefore, we need to go into C and try to at least either contest it or try to help our team capture it. But we need to at least try to fight for C to give our team the best chance to win. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and push towards C. I see this Nuremberg out to our left, so I go ahead and start turning my guns to the left. See if I can get a cheeky shot off on him. And then a Koenig pops up. He's well out of my range, so nothing really to worry about with him. Just got to keep him in the back of our minds. As you see, the turning circle radius of our turrets is not very good. The traverse speed is terrible on this ship, and that's being nice. We go ahead and line the Nuremberg up, take a couple shots, and of course we have HE loaded, because why wouldn't we? That's a bad habit I have of not switching my shells back, because if that would have been AP, that Nuremberg would have been gone. That would have been a depth strike. I'm 90% sure of it, just by how those shells hit. but we end up switching to AP. Realize we got a battleship and a cruiser in front of us. We're just gonna stay angled to them for now. Try to get a cheeky shot off on Nuremberg, which he's kind of going behind the island, so we may or may not get anything over. We try to sneak them over the island. Will we get any? Nope, they barely hit the tip of the island, so we're gonna go ahead and start focusing on this battleship and cruiser in front of us, as the other battleship is angled to me and the other one's too far. Okay, so we have a New York and we have a Leander over here sitting in his smoke, and right to our left, a Peter Velikiv, however you say that name, a Peter, we'll just call it that, pops up and then disappears. So I go ahead and put my guns on this side and I wait for him. I line it up, shoot it off.
The ship is on fire.
Those shells look really good. Look at that dispersion. And we end up hitting him for 3 citadels and 40k in one salvo. We almost took him out. Right here we see that he's starting to turn out, so we're gonna go ahead and start focusing on the closer target to us, which is the New York and the Leander. Leander looks like he's pushing behind the island, so I tried to get over here and try to get some quick shots off on him before he does, but he's not pushing the island and he's coming in front of it. I shoot my shots off, and unfortunately I only get like 4.5k here. If I would have aimed a little bit further ahead of him, I probably would have dev struck him. But I end up getting 4k off him anyway, as we dodge his torpedoes. We get our guns ready. It looks like he's going behind the island, but then he ends up beaching himself, which it ain't the best move in his part. So now we have a broadside Leander to us, and only God knows what's gonna happen to that guy. Like, poor dude. 2 citadels and a death strike to get our first kill of the game. Sorry. Okay, and we start focusing on New York. Angle most of his shells, which are HE anyway.
The ship is on fire.
Get our guns around. We're just gonna wait for a reload. Give him the best angle possible. We bounce pretty much all the damage. Still burning from the first fire. 2 seconds on a reload. Now we're gonna swing and get all of our guns in play, and goodbye. Arizona is out of there. Dev struck him with a citadel, and that's our second kill of the game, and that leaves us at 107k damage, and we're only a couple minutes into the game, 4 or 5 minutes into the game. Alright, now we're gonna get the cap. We came over here, we did our job, and we got the cap, even though our teammates left us at the beginning. We still came in here, played it smart, and we're gonna get the cap, which is gonna in turn help us win this game. I see Koenig pushing out right here, and I know he's gonna be broadside, so why not go ahead and take a shot off of him. Aim a little bit above, put that German turtleback. End up taking out a gun and hitting him for 20k. It's a nice little salvo there. And we have that New Mexico behind him right there that's kind of backing up. He's going to make a serious mistake here in just a second. Take another shot at Koenig. If I'm not mistaken, he starts turning out a little bit. So I aim a little bit high. I should have aimed a little lower there. I probably would have did a little bit more. But we end up permanently taking out a gun and hitting him for 5k, so there's that. And then here's the New Mexico. He's starting to broadside me in reverse. Wait for our 35-second reload time to take effect, and then we'll get these guns reloaded and see what we can do to that New Mexico. In this ship, you kind of have to use your maneuverability to get your guns on target. It's a better way to play. We end up leading him a little bit behind. And let's see if we can get a good shot off on New Mexico. We do, and we almost kill him. Now, remember that kill, or that New Mexico. Okay, I'm sitting at 2 kills right now. Keep in mind, if I would have killed him right there, or I would have been able to get one more shot off on him, I would have been sitting at 3 kills. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get our shells over, and that destroyer takes out that New Mexico, which is fine. I mean, you know, get him off the field, but he's gone. Okay, so we're going to start focusing on the Koenig again. Shoot our back guns only. See if we can get some decent damage. And yeah, we hit him for 1,000. That's about it. But notice that the Peter is deciding to pop back out, and this is the same one from the beginning of the game. I guess he hasn't had enough. He pulls back in. We get our front guns lined up on his broadside and line it up. He's a little angled. Let him go. And that'll be the end of the Peter. That puts us at our 3rd kill of the game. And then we have the Koenig pushing behind the island. We're going to try to reload, push up, and catch him on the other end of this island as he comes out. And see if we can get just a little bit more damage before this game ends. Okay, Koenig is about to come outside the island. The icon is gone. We aim a little bit towards the deck. And that's all she wrote for Koenig, and that gives us our 4th kill. We would have had 5 if it wasn't, you know, for that New Mexico getting away. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed my review, please drop a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. But anyways, guys, until the next one, we will see y'all later.